Since each of these maintenance issues has already been addressed in detail in Pipes Ready, the first video in this series, we'll only touch on them briefly now. It's absolutely crucial that your drone tops turn easily on the tuning pins. This is the tuning pin. This is the tuning slide. You should be able to turn the drone slides on the pins using your thumb and one or two fingers, like this. You need to tune your drones with great precision, because once you get them close to being in tune, a movement of less than a millimeter can make a world of difference. Let's look at the wrapping material you can use on your drones. Most pipers have their own preference: plain yellow hemp, pre-waxed black hemp, and pre-waxed yellow hemp. The disadvantage of plain yellow hemp is that if it gets wet, it will expand and bind your drones too tight. In this way, the waxed hemps are preferable. Some pipe makers use cork or rubber O-rings on their tuning slides. These materials can work very well, but they don't leave you with much control to adjust the fit. I'm a big fan of Teflon tape, also called plumber's or threader's tape. You can purchase it at a hardware store quite inexpensively. Wrap a couple of layers of Teflon over the hemp, like this. And cut it off to avoid fraying. It provides a moisture-proof layer of protection over your hemp, as well as a friction-free sliding surface. In addition, Teflon tape can be threaded very easily. Here's how. Once you've applied your tape, decide whether you want the drone top to move up or down when you turn it in a certain direction. I like my drone tops to come down when I turn the drone counterclockwise. I program that pattern into the tape, like this. Now, when I turn it this way, the drone moves down. When I turn it the other way, the drone moves up. This is a great convenience that allows me to tune simply by turning. And I measure how much the drone moves up or down by how much I turn it. It's a big help, particularly when you're tuning 2 or 3 drones at once and want to move them all roughly the same amount. Now, whether you're using hemp or Teflon tape, your tuning slides will require some ongoing maintenance. You'll have to adjust the amount of hemp or Teflon on them regularly to keep them just the way you want them. Keeping your tuning joints dry will reduce your maintenance needs as well. For more on this, you can look back at Pipes Ready. One other point. Sometimes a drone may have uneven tuning slides. The drone top is very loose in one position, but binds tightly in another position, and then goes loose again. This is the result of wood changing shape inside the tuning chamber. It's very easily fixed by a pipe maker who will ream the tuning chamber out very slightly, and it's well worth having this done if your slides are uneven. Pipes that are too hard to blow will make tuning difficult or impossible. It's almost impossible to hold this awkward tuning position or blow steadily if you are struggling to blow. This is extremely important. It's so important that I'll say it again. It's almost impossible to tune well or blow steadily enough to tune if your pipes are too difficult to blow. The problem might be that your chanter reed is too hard, the drone reeds are taking too much air, or you have a leak somewhere. We covered this topic in depth in the Pipes Ready video, so look there to learn how to deal with it. Suffice to say, you can't tune your pipes if they are too hard to blow. A moment ago, I mentioned the importance of blowing steadily. In order to play bagpipes in tune, they require 2 things: to be tuned and to be blown in tune. It's very difficult to tune or to keep your pipes in tune if you are inadvertently varying the pressure on your drones and chanter. Maybe you're not blowing steadily because your pipes are too hard or your bag is too big. Maybe you haven't discovered how to blow steadily yet. Maybe you lack a bit of strength. If you think this is a problem for you, you'll find a session on blowing steadily in the workshop section at the end of this video. Unsteady drone reeds are not tuning friendly. Reeds that are highly pressure sensitive, like this one, will sabotage your best tuning efforts. Those of you who play cane reeds will encounter this problem more than synthetic reed users might. You can usually tell if a drone reed is unsteady just by blowing it in your mouth, the way I did, and varying the pressure. But a tuning meter can help as well. Blow the drone directly at the tuning meter and vary your blowing very slightly. If the needle moves substantially, more than 5 or 10 cents either way, you may have a problem. That's an unsteady drone reed. Synthetic drone reeds are not infallible. In particular, some reeds that are a couple of years old may become unstable due to tongue fatigue. Sometimes the best evidence you have that your reeds are unstable is the very fact that you're having trouble tuning your pipes. A chanter reed that is unstable, like this one, can also undermine your tuning. Again, I'm varying my blowing pressure very slightly to see how it affects the pitch of the reed. Compare that sound to this one. Much steadier. This can be very hard to detect, but if you've done all you can with your drone reeds and still have trouble tuning your pipes, it can be a good idea to try a different chanter reed just to see if it makes a difference. Too often, I've seen chanter reed instability masquerade as drone reed instability. Don't be afraid to experiment. In Pipes Ready, we discussed the topic of moisture control in some detail. Controlling moisture that condenses and beads up inside your drones and runs into your reeds is very, very important. Moisture will undermine your tuning because once water starts to collect inside or outside your drone reeds, they become almost impossible to tune or keep in tune. You know you have a moisture problem in your drones if they are nice and steady for 30 to 45 minutes and then suddenly go out of tune, become difficult to tune, or shut right off. If your chanter reed is wet to the touch, you have a moisture problem. Moisture is a serious and underrated problem, and you should do what you can to learn about it and to control it. Steady background noises like hums or buzzes will make tuning very difficult. The hum of a fridge or freezer a few feet away may sabotage your ability to tune your bass drum. An air conditioning unit in a large room can be a real pain, and a fan of any kind is an absolute disaster. Another piper playing in the same room with you is tonal suicide. Engines, generators, loud ventilation systems. In short, you'll never get your pipes in tune if you're competing with other noises. Always be aware of your audio surroundings when you try to tune. Another important issue you should be aware of is the fact that your chanter reed changes pitch as you play it. Your drone reeds don't. In the first 5 to 10 minutes you play your pipes, your chanter reed sharpens up very steadily as it warms from your body and breath temperature. This is absolutely normal. After 10 minutes or so of steady playing, it will settle somewhat. The pitch may climb more slowly, or not at all. Then, the moment you stop playing your pipes, that chanter reed starts to flatten off. Again, the drone reeds stay the same. After a break of 30 seconds or a minute, a perfectly tuned set of pipes will be out of tune again when you strike up. It will sound like your drones are the problem, but it's your chanter reed's fault. Play the pipes for a couple of minutes. That reed will sharpen up, and the instrument will come back into tune. How might this affect the beginning tuner? Let's say you take your pipes out of the box, blow them up, and you tune your outside tenor drone to the chanter, as we discussed earlier. It takes you a minute or so to get it right. Now you move to the second and third drones and get them tuned to the outside drone. After 2 or 3 minutes, you've got the 3 drones tuned well together. Now you play low A, everything should be in tune, right? Maybe not. Why is that? Well, in the couple of minutes since you tuned your first drone to the chanter, your chanter reed has sharpened up. You may have to tune that first drone again, perhaps 2 or 3 times in the first 15 minutes of playing. This is where being able to tune 2 or 3 drones at a time fairly quickly can be a real benefit. The bottom line here is to realize that tuning your pipes once in a practice session will not guarantee they'll be in tune for the whole session. Practice and perfect your drone tuning so that you can do it quickly and without too much effort. That way you can tune fairly frequently and keep your pipes in tune at all times. How we manage this when we're performing is something we'll talk about in the workshop section at the end of this video. Now we've covered just about all the techniques you need to know to become an expert at quickly and accurately tuning your drones to your chanter. Try them and you'll hear improved tone almost immediately. Practice them and soon you'll wonder how you ever got by without them.